What's up everybody, my name is BVMSerious and welcome back to the channel. I'm sure as some of you guys can tell, it's been a while since I've put any sort of content here on YouTube. I have actually been uploading some stuff here and there on my secondary YouTube channel, but even this has been rather infrequent. The last video I ended up recording here on my main channel was my video I made on day 2 of the Pokemon Go Tour Sinnoh event, which actually took place back in February, but obviously I didn't get around to uploading it until March because obviously I needed some time to kind of piece everything together and get it all edited. With it having been so long since my last upload, I definitely at this point owe you guys an explanation. Before I begin though, if this is the first video of mine that you've actually clicked on, then I really want to say I'm sorry. This is not the best representation of who I am here on YouTube. This video is more so for those who have already been part of my YouTube journey and to explain to them what happened with me, my sudden disappearance. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So now to answer the question that has led me to the creation of this video, and that is, where have I been? Well, I've actually just been busy, and I haven't really been myself lately either. I've spent a lot of time in isolation away from family and even some friends. This is basically an important aspect of life that I ended up losing sight of. This is partly due to being reserved, introverted, and even on the spectrum for autism. With being busy working, it actually makes coordinating with family and friends kind of difficult. I ended up finding another job that I felt would be more promising to help me resolve some of these issues, but unfortunately this job that I did find ended up feeling like a big step backwards. And it left me with this feeling that I wasn't going to be much more than what I already was, and it's just a feeling that I can't live with. I felt as if I saw my family even less due to the fact that this was actually a first shift job, and really the only person I would actually see during this time was my mother. There was actually one upside to the job, however, and that is I actually had weekends off to actually spend time with both my brother and my dad, and even do weekend events in Pokemon Go. However, due to the fact that I didn't really see them during the week, I just felt more isolated than usual. While I had time to do various things, my energy and motivation to do so just kind of felt non-existent. While it may seem like in my videos I'm having a good time with family and even my friends, there's more stuff that usually happens behind the screen, and from here, this is where things would only go further downhill. A traumatic event ended up taking place earlier this year in 2024, and this event was more than enough to put me in a very downward spiral. Unfortunately, due to the nature of the event and the complications surrounding it, it's just something that I cannot willingly talk about here on YouTube. Though I will say that this was more than enough to kill my energy and motivation to do much of anything entirely. And even today as I'm talking about all this, I'm still not in the best position I want to be mentally. Occasionally, I would have bad anxiety spikes, and other times not so much. On the outside, while it may seem like I'm smiling and looking all healthy, on the inside I'm just, constantly anxious and conflicted. I've even neglected my own needs and wants, and also my self-care. I almost just kind of feel like I'm going out of shape again. Back in May though, I ended up getting a newer job working in fine dining, which ended up being a big step in the right direction for me, though even this wasn't enough to rid me of the feeling that I've been experiencing. I've had more days lately where I felt drained and my energy was just very lackluster, and my anxiety and depression were at their peaks. Due to the ongoing personal issues just adding up, I ended up making the tough decision of leaving the fine dining world. It's hard for me to take myself off a position that thousands would kill to have, but in my mind, it just felt like the right thing to do. Fortunately though, I'm very lucky to have worked with some very compassionate and understanding people that are more than happy to welcome me back with open arms, should things actually get better for me down the road. I had the hopes that 2024 would be a great year for me, but after everything that's transpired in the past year, I don't see this being possible anymore. I've just been in a bad position mentally that it's been hard for me to even focus on YouTube. And honestly, I feel bad because I made several promises in my past videos. As you can see, I'm actually currently in my new room for this recording. However, I will be showing that off here in a completely separate video. I've decided that for the year of 2024, it is part of my New Year's resolution to work on and, continue to do better with my content creation. and unfortunately those promises have just went unfulfilled. Back in July, when I filmed my video on day 1 of Pokemon Go Fest 2024, I started the recording so late in the day, and my dad was actually surprised, and he even looked at me and said, "That's not like you." I began to think to myself that he's absolutely right. This wasn't like me at all, because usually I'm always on top of my content creation, but in this case I was lacking big time. So now what? I want to make better quality content and I want to upload it in a more timely fashion, but to do so I feel that it's in my best interest to make an official hiatus from YouTube and work on focusing on important aspects of life, such as taking better care of myself, improving my relationships with people, and finding the best approach to YouTube, and more. This hiatus does not mean that I'm going inactive. I'm simply just making it official. But I also want to point out I'm basically just going to be kind of going on standby. So in other words, I'm not giving up on YouTube entirely. I'll just be going at my own pace when uploading content. And I didn't want to upload another video to YouTube without having first explained myself for my sudden disappearance. But first and foremost, it's crucial that I take time to get myself sorted out before I even think of anything else. Now that I got that mushy stuff out of the way, I want to now go over the overall state of my YouTube channel. Over the last couple of years, I've noticed that the quality of my videos isn't really where I want it to be. And I also stand firm with the belief that the quality of a video is far more important than the quantity that I put out. I also want to point out that I'm actually the one that films my videos, edits my videos, uploads them to YouTube, and I even make my own thumbnails in Microsoft Paint. I also believe that it's important to have background music in my videos because I feel like if I didn't have any background music, at least in the videos that I put out, I feel like they would be just dull and boring without it. And I feel that in general, it's important for most, if not all, YouTube videos to have background music in them. I also happen to know of music libraries out there like Epidemic Sound and even Audio Jungle. However, these actually require a fee to use, and considering how little I actually put out content on my YouTube channels, I feel like investing into something like this would actually put me in a bit of a deficit. And there's even programs out there like Adobe that would also enhance the quality of my videos. And again, this kind of goes back to what I was saying about the music library. So like if I were to invest into something like this, it would again put me in a deficit, and that's something I'd rather avoid at this time, like if I'm not going to be uploading content often enough. Looking through my channel analytics, I've noticed that the amount of time watched on some of my videos hasn't really been great, and as a content creator, I want to find out the best approach of how to fix this. However, if there's one thing I did notice is that my Scatterbug video, which I ended up uploading back in late 2022, is actually my most successful of all my YouTube videos with a grand total of 5,635 views, which is basically more than 90% of all my videos combined. And with me being a small YouTuber like I am, I feel like this is something for me to basically be proud of. And personally, I feel this video is successful because of the approach that I actually took to making this video, and also because it's short and easy to watch, and it's also somewhat educational. Even looking through the comments section of that video, it seems that I've actually helped numerous people out with this problem. What happens if you do accidentally run away from your Scatterbug? Well, this is the best way to go about it. I personally believe that if I take a more educational approach to YouTube, not only would it help myself as a content creator, but more importantly, it would help you guys as my viewers. As I already stated, I want to take time getting myself sorted out, coming out of my shell and becoming more connected with family and friends, take better care of myself, doing fun activities, research, anything that would put me in a more positive state of mind. I will say that as of filming this video, I actually feel a lot better and a lot less stressed out than I have been over the past several months, but I want to continue to take this time to improve on that. I will still be working on making content, but just at more of my own pace, while also figuring out ways to make my content more engaging. Back in 2019, I started my channel with the hopes that I would be as great as some of the big content creators out there like PewDiePie and Markiplier, and even some of the Pokemon Go content creators like Mystic7, Zoe2dots, and even Zionic. And this is still something that I want to achieve. I have actually had some content already queued up ready for upload, but I didn't want to upload them without having already made this video first, because I feel that explaining my sudden disappearance is far more important than uploading those videos, because if I did that first, then it would just be really awkward, and then some people would just be like, what the heck? But anyways, I hope that you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from with all of this, and don't worry, my Pokemon Go Fest 2024 Day 1 and Day 2 videos, as well as my video that I made on Beldum Community Day Classic back in August, will be uploaded soon, I promise. And some other videos that I have also made will be uploaded to on my secondary channel. But like I said, I basically just wanted to explain myself for my sudden disappearance. And for those of you that have actually stuck around up to this very point in time, I really want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot to me that you guys have actually been there for me through this time, and I hope to actually come back to YouTube in full swing, ready to pump out more content and actually do it the right way. And also going back and fulfilling some of the past promises that I have actually made. But anyways, on that note, I'm actually going to go on ahead and I will end off this video right here. I'm BVMSerious, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.